Have you ever scrolled through Instagram and wondered, how on earth are people affording this? The luxury vacations, the designer clothes, the brand new cars. It looks like everyone is living the dream. But here's the truth. Most of these lifestyles aren't funded by wealth. They're funded by debt. Behind the glossy photos and flashy reels lies a financial reality that's far less glamorous. Today, we're pulling back the curtain to reveal the numbers, the stories, and the hidden costs of keeping up appearances. Because while it may look like everyone is winning, the stats tell a very different story. Stay tuned. What you're about to hear will change the way you see lifestyle spending forever. Let's start with the numbers. According to recent reports, U.S. household debt has surpassed $17 trillion, with credit card balances alone crossing $1.1 trillion. That's the highest level ever recorded. What does this mean? It means millions of people are financing their lifestyles not with savings, but with borrowed money. The average credit card interest rate now sits above 20%, which makes carrying a balance incredibly expensive. Buy now, pay later services, those split into 4 easy payments apps, have exploded in popularity, with usage increasing by over 40% year on year. And while they make purchases feel more affordable, they often lead to overspending and multiple overlapping debts. Housing affordability is another major factor. In many cities, the median home price is now more than 7 times the average income, far above the traditional 3 times rule for affordability. Put simply, people aren't affording their lifestyles, they're stretching themselves thin, juggling debt, and hoping nothing goes wrong. These statistics paint a sobering picture. The dream lifestyle is being propped up by financial risk. Think about your coworker who just bought a shiny new SUV. You might assume they've had a big raise or a windfall, but in reality, many people are financing cars with loans that stretch 6, 7, even 8 years. Monthly payments look manageable, but the total cost is staggering. Or consider the friend who always seems to be traveling. Behind the scenes, those trips may be sitting on a credit card balance that grows every month. These aren't isolated cases. They're everyday examples of how lifestyle inflation creeps in, leaving people with appearances they can't truly afford. Credit card debt deserves its own spotlight. The average American household with credit card debt owes around $6,500. With interest rates above 20%, that balance can balloon quickly. Missing just one payment can trigger late fees and penalty APRs, making repayment even harder. And it's not just credit cards. Personal loans are on the rise, too. In 2024, personal loan balances grew by more than 15%, with many borrowers using them to consolidate debt or cover everyday expenses. Auto loans are another pressure point. The average monthly car payment for new vehicles has climbed to nearly $750, while used cars average around $550. These numbers highlight a dangerous cycle. People are financing lifestyles with borrowed money, then borrowing more to cover the gaps. It's a treadmill that feels manageable at first but becomes overwhelming over time. The illusion of affordability is powerful, but the math doesn't lie. Debt is the silent engine behind much of what we see. Let's take a closer look at one case. Imagine Sarah, a 29-year-old professional earning $55,000 a year. She leases a luxury car at $650 a month, rents an apartment for $1,800, and spends generously on dining and travel. On social media, her life looks enviable. Weekend getaways, stylish outfits, and the latest gadgets. But behind the scenes, Sarah carries $8,000 in credit card debt and uses buy now, pay later for online shopping. Her monthly expenses exceed her income, forcing her to rely on debt to fill the gap. While Sarah's lifestyle project's success, her financial reality is fragile. One unexpected expense, a medical bill, a job loss, or even a rent increase could push her into crisis. This case isn't unusual. It's a snapshot of how many young professionals live today. The disconnect between appearance and reality is stark, and it shows how easy it is to look wealthy while actually being financially vulnerable. Housing affordability is one of the biggest lifestyle illusions. In many major cities, the median home price is now more than 7 to 8 times the average household income. Historically, the rule of thumb was 3 times income, meaning homes are now more than twice as expensive relative to earnings. Rent isn't much better. In 2025, the median rent in the US hit $2,050 per month, a record high. For many households, rent consumes 35 to 40% of income, far above the recommended 30%. This leaves little room for savings or discretionary spending, yet people still try to maintain lifestyles that include vacations, luxury goods, and dining out. The result? More reliance on debt. Mortgage rates hovering around 6 to 7% have further strained affordability, making homeownership feel out of reach for younger generations. These housing pressures explain why so many people appear to live well but are actually financially stretched. The dream of owning a home, once a cornerstone of stability, now often requires sacrifices or debt that undermine long-term financial health. Here's the hidden cost of flexing: stress. Behind every flashy purchase is the weight of repayment. Studies show that financial stress is one of the leading causes of anxiety, relationship strain, and even health problems. When people chase appearances, they often sacrifice peace of mind. That vacation photo might earn likes, but the lingering debt earns sleepless nights. The pressure to keep up with peers or influencers creates a cycle of comparison that's hard to escape. And the irony? Most people aren't paying attention to your lifestyle as much as you think. The flex is fleeting, but the cost is lasting. Debt doesn't just drain your wallet, it drains your energy, your confidence, and your future opportunities. The hidden cost of flexing isn't just financial, it's emotional, and it's one of the most damaging consequences of lifestyle inflation. So how do you break free from the illusion? Start by tracking your spending. Awareness is the first step to control. Build a simple budget that prioritizes essentials, housing, food, transportation, and sets aside savings before discretionary spending. Avoid financing depreciating assets like cars or luxury goods. If you can't buy it outright, reconsider whether you need it. Use credit cards wisely. Pay balances in full each month to avoid interest traps. If you're already in debt, focus on repayment strategies like the snowball or avalanche method. And most importantly, redefine success. True wealth isn't about appearances, it's about stability, freedom, and peace of mind. The most powerful flex is financial independence, not a leased car or a financed vacation. By shifting your mindset, you can build a lifestyle that's sustainable, fulfilling, and genuinely yours.